I I would say I don't know the situation of other schools, but honestly, I would say it's pretty average, which is pretty bad. Um, there's some unsafe moves that people try to pull. Like we have a scramble phase in front of the school where it kind of takes a long it makes cars wait a long time. So in
Right.
response, they have decided that they should drop off their kids in the middle of the road by opening the door while they're waiting. Um,
Oh,
so so that's an interesting situation. Yeah. Yeah.
that's interesting. The you said that there's a scramble, so basically where all of the lights are set to allow pedestrians to cross in all directions, right?
Yeah.
So it's very rare. I haven't actually heard of many
Mhm.
schools or many areas that have put scrambles around schools because I think for a lot of drivers, scrambles are confusing, in part because they don't understand, they're just not used to it. It's just not a common thing. They don't understand this whole, wait, everybody is
Mhm.
stopped, only the pedestrians are going. That's confusing to drivers for some reason. Um, but it is I am actually excited to hear that that there's a pedestrian scramble because it actually makes a lot of sense, right? I think near schools it should be, there should be a phase where literally all traffic, all motor vehicles are stopped and you only allow the pedestrians because that actually makes a lot of sense and it helps to actually ensure that all the kids can get across all at once. When I lived in Long Beach, there's not Jordan High School, Cabrillo High School in West Long Beach is also adjacent to a public park. It's adjacent to Admiral Kidd Park, and so oftentimes, there's in sort of that after school or during the early morning when kids are coming to school, um, that intersection that borders the park on one side, the school on the other side, and then has retail shops across the street.
Mhm.
So you can imagine, right? And then just behind the retail shops, there are all the there is all residential communities. So you can imagine that like that's an intersection where there's going to be a ton of kids in the morning and somehow the city of Long Beach in its infinite wisdom has decided that there will be only one crosswalk that crosses the major street, and they try and bunch everybody together towards that one crosswalk. But something like a scramble would actually be a perfect fit for something like that, for a situation like that, because it means that more people can get across the street all at once safely. And I think if we actually did the math and timed it out, I'm willing to bet that it would actually allow more cars through in the long run. Like if we were to look at it across the entirety of the commute period, it would probably allow more cars through because it means that you don't have this trickle of people walking across at every signal. So that's a really interesting, yeah, just a really interesting design that I hadn't considered, and I really appreciate that you shared that with us.